Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Kassidy.
And we're two 21-year-olds from Canada.
And it's our turn to tell you our side of the story.
We're going to give you some tips and tricks on all things to do with concerts and tours.
And show you what it's really like to be a fangirl.
Stay tuned and we'll show you the ins and the outs of this lifestyle.
And tell you some interesting stories along the way.
Because it's finally
our turn. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 4 of Our Turn, the podcast.
Woo! Welcome back to another episode. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. This one's an exciting one. We have some stories. We're going to give you some tips for buying VIP tickets and also give you some disaster stories that we've had while buying VIP tickets.
And two different people, right? It was
two different people,
Two different artists. Same tour.
No.
Well, okay, one was the summer version, one was not. But
the same thing happened both times.
And that's just...
In both times it was my fault. Yeah. I did it both times.
She did. We're going to tell you the story.
She let me.
Yeah, we also did it in a Walmart baby section, which we'll tell you guys at the end of this podcast.
Yes.
Wow, I can't speak.
Yeah.
End of the episode, but we're going to tell you some tips first.
A lot of the tips are going to be similar to the tips we talked about in the last episode, because it's still a ticket buying process. But there's a couple of more...
A little bit different.
Yeah.
So I think we should go over like the basic ones first.
Yeah.
So first one is make sure you arrive on the site early. Same as when we talked about the ticket purchasing one.
Yeah.
Be on the site early. You don't want to be there last minute. It's a little bit different because there's no like waiting room, at least not at this point. Who knows in the near future.
Change.
But as of this point, there's no waiting room
and this
for
is
VIP.
For VIP tickets that are separate from your normal ticket. Like some artists, you buy your ticket with your VIP. We're talking about VIP tickets that are you already bought your seats, and this is just the ticket.
Yes,
that
they're just the ticketless VIPs, the package. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, make sure you're on the site early. As far as we know, there's no waiting room for any sort of ticketless VIP.
Or there's a waiting room, but it doesn't come up and tell you you're in a waiting room. But you go into the waiting room
and you're just waiting there.
Yeah.
So chances are a lot of times when you do purchase VIP, be on the site early and make sure you hit refresh as soon as the site hits that time. Yeah. What I advise doing is go on your phone, and on like the clock app you can actually see the little like timer to like the red hand that ticks down to the actual minute, so you can see when it's about 2 seconds till time. Hit refresh on the page because by the time it goes through again, it'll be exactly the right time and you can get your tickets. So make sure you're there, make sure you're prepared, wide awake, ready to go.
Yeah. And then it's a little bit different with the opening browsers, like having multiple things, because I haven't had a VIP ticket experience where you can't, because you don't usually have an account.
You don't typically log in, so have multiple browsers open. Like we said, multiple browsers, not multiple tabs.
Yeah. Multiple browsers, multiple laptops, multiple phones, like whatever you can use. Yeah. Have people help. I was buying VIP tickets and I had a friend in New York help me. Yeah. And I was in California, so...
It's, a little bit of a easier process there, but make sure, like we talked about in the last episode, if you are purchasing them or trying to purchase them on multiple pages, make sure one is a Safari and one's Google Chrome and one's a Firefox. Not the same browser, because if it's the same like extension browser, then it will override the other one and it'll say, oh, you already have tickets in your cart or this or that, and it will avoid the other tickets and release them from your cart without you even knowing. And I've had that happen before, and it sucks because
you think you have them and then
I learned the hard way and it released them all, so I ended up with nothing and then it was a mess. But
it's a little bit different buying VIP tickets compared to GA tickets, because you're not trying to pick a seat. It's usually there's like the multiple different packages, but you know what they are coming into it.
You know exactly.
So you're like, I want that package. So you know what you're going for, and you're not trying to, well, if I don't get that seat, like, it's not like the best seat, it's still all the same thing.
Exactly. And there's no like pre-sale. It's when they go on sale, they go on sale. You buy them then, or forever hold your peace. Like, you don't go back and buy them later. There are some artists, obviously, that don't sell out right away.
We've been able to do it.
Yeah, we've gotten a few different times there was able to get VIP right when it didn't go on sale, but most of the time with artists that are a little bit larger, have any sort of following that's not like really small, tickets for VIP go out really, really fast. So make sure you're prepared, browsers open, site early. And speaking of being prepared, the other thing is make sure you have your pre-sale code, if there is, or not pre-sale,
code, because not all VIP things have a code, but I know when we buy Why Don't We tickets, you have a code, and you get emailed the code in order to buy tickets when they first go on sale. You have to have a code. So have it copied because it's unique to you, and you don't want to have to waste your time
trying to type it in.
Which also goes to what we talked about last week. If you have a pre-sale code that's unique, copy and paste it. Don't bother trying to type it.
Exactly, yeah. Well, especially if it's something like long and random. It's not like writing down changes or tour or love or whatever. It's like a long XYZ 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you want to make sure you have that copied and pasted. And the other thing is you put it into the system before you have access to the tickets. So you refresh the page, the little bubble pops up, you have to put the code in then before you're even able to see if you have any tickets. So make sure you have it copied and pasted because you need to get on that site before other people do because the tickets go so fast.
And again, don't share your code with other people unless you are not planning to use it, because those codes for a VIP sale, they're going to be unique for you. There's not going to be like a general code for a VIP ticket.
So make sure you only share that to a single person if you are not going to be using that. Don't share it to a bunch of people. I also would advise, I know we do this, sometimes you don't get the codes to your emails. Sometimes it's only certain emails. So if you have the option of having 2 emails or a parent or a friend,
I can't tell you how many emails we sign up with.
We sign up and we have at least 2 each.
Because I have like 4 of my own.
Yeah.
And I send it to my mom's and my mom's work email. Yeah, because not everyone gets the code. That's the point of the codes, is because not everyone can buy them. So. Which is unfortunate, because someone that... Right? Like, you'd think you want the ticket more than them, but...
The other thing is, if you do have codes that, I get 2 in my email, I signed up for 2 emails and I happen to get them both, you can always share your second one with somebody else because, say I got it and she didn't and we weren't going together, I could give my code to her because I know I have one for myself that I'm already going to use. So don't just let them go to waste. Like, if you do have extra codes,
tweet about it.
People do need them sometimes, so be like, does anybody need like an extra code? I have one. And it's, it's just a nice thing to do instead of letting it go to waste. Or if you're buying for multiple shows, like some people need extra codes, so just...
That's one other reason why we sign up with so many emails, because
it's only good for 2 tickets, and like there's 3 of us that go.
Usually 3 of us, and we usually go to more than one show, so
we need to make sure we got those multiple codes, otherwise.
And I think for Why Don't We, at least, the codes are only needed for like the first couple of days, and then they go away and you can just go ahead and buy tickets. You don't need a code anymore,
but they're sold out by then for the most part. So
unless you get lucky.
The other thing about talking about being prepared and everything is make sure you have your credit card. We talked about this in the last episode. Be prepared. Have your credit card with you. If it is an account you can sign in with, have your account saved in it. Have it with you so you don't have to worry about that process of going through the whole thing. If you have it on your phone, make sure it's all like programmed so you can just go like autofill. Although I do recommend, if you have the option, I know not everybody has laptops, but if you do have a desktop computer or a laptop that you can use to buy VIP instead of a phone, I recommend that. I personally don't like buying VIP on my phone.
I don't like buying concert tickets on my phone. I'd rather be able to see the whole thing on my computer.
I feel like it's a lot of an easier process to do it on a computer.
Faster, a bit easier.
Exactly. But use what you have, utilize the tools you have, but I do recommend using a desktop. If you are going to just decide if you're going to use one or the other, I recommend using an actual computer over a mobile device. It's just so much easier.
But if you want to use both, it is always handy to have that second thing just in case.
Exactly, yeah.
When it says that it's sold out, don't always believe it, because like we said in the last video, tickets will be in someone's cart and then they won't buy it because they had 5 browsers open and they only needed tickets for one show.
Exactly. So a lot of tickets do end up getting released. So if, it pops up with the whole thing of saying, this show is sold out, this package is sold out, keep refreshing the page. I've bought like really good VIP tickets like 15, 20, 30 minutes after they've gone on sale because, they're in somebody's cart, they sign out to buy them, they get released. Somebody else puts them in their cart and the process keeps going and it keeps happening until all the tickets are gone. But there's going to be tickets there. There's bound to be. Not every single ticket that is going to be in a cart is going to be purchased.
Well, because we put so many tickets in our cart.
Exactly. We had some in, and then we're like, no, this isn't what we want. We want this instead.
But we kept those tickets in our cart until we had the other ones, just in case.
Exactly. So people do that, too, and I always recommend doing that to make sure you have something at least if you can't get the other thing you want. But, so make sure you keep refreshing. I would probably say 45 minutes to an hour.
Then you're kind of like,
Yeah, but I would stay on for like at least 30 minutes if it does say sold out. Keep refreshing the page every 10, 15 seconds. Just hit refresh. Yeah. Just sit there. Something is bound to pop up eventually. I mean, it's not always guaranteed.
Yeah, if it doesn't, you lost 45 minutes, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, right? Just, there is always that chance. So if if it is something you really want to get, make sure you just keep refreshing the page. But if you can't find them when you refresh the page, there's one other way to get VIP without, winning contests or stuff like that. And that's by resale tickets.
Which is a little bit different than buying them for, like, a regular show ticket where you can buy off of SeatGeek and StubHub.
Exactly.
You can't buy VIP off those.
Do not purchase any sort of VIP from
they don't sell
third
VIP.
party.
Yeah.
Sometimes people post stuff and they're, like, crazy, crazy expensive. And it's like, no, that is not it.
Yeah.
If you are going to buy them, I would check Facebook and I would check Twitter. Sometimes Instagram, but not very often. Those are your two best places.
But you gotta be careful and smart about it.
Make sure you get proof. If you have access to somebody who has been to VIPs before, get them to check out the proof.
I have lots of friends that will go to try and buy tickets and be like, I know, like, you have tickets or you've gotten these tickets before. Mm-hmm. Can you look at this confirmation email and this confirmation page, tell me if it looks real, if it looks photoshopped? Because there's nothing worse than buying a ticket and it being fake.
Because I've actually seen people that have done them before and they show up and the ticket's fake and they're heartbroken. It's like, I can just tell by looking at that. That's not a real ticket. That's not what you thought it was.
I had that happen last year. I had a Shawn Mendes gold package and somebody was trying to sell they weren't even my friend. They just knew I had a package. Mm-hmm. So they DM'd me on Twitter and they were like, is this what it looks like? I was like, no. Number one, that's not the right price. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not the price that I paid. Number two, that's not what comes with it. And, like, so many things were, like, huge red flags. So you just gotta be careful, and if you need help, like, ask somebody.
Twitter is such a great resource for that. There's so many people. There's accounts that are dedicated to calling out scammers and getting their accounts taken down, and they're definitely pretty good at their job and figuring stuff out. So it doesn't hurt checking with one of them just to make sure. If it's a friend of a friend or one of your friends or a mutual or something, someone that you trust, definitely go with them over somebody else. And I would try to get it for, around face value. I don't advise trying to pay crazy amounts more because really at the end of the day, that's putting it in their pocket. I personally, as much as I would love to meet the artist sometimes, I don't see it worth it spending that extra money over the face value. Just give them money in their pocket.
Just like when there's been a couple of times we've had to sell VIP tickets, and we'll get into why after. And I've had friends that are like, well, why are you just, like, asking for what you paid for? Like, why not push it up? Someone will pay for it. Because
it's not right.
That's not right. You pay. They should be paying what you paid.
Like, I understand rounding it, whatever. If it was
rounding it like $10,
$35 or $37, $137, and you round it up to $150, that's fine. That's whatever. But when people
when people
pay $150 and they're charging like $300, $400.
Somebody, I was in New York and I was desperately trying to find VIP for Ride Only, and somebody wanted me to pay them $800 American. Mm-hmm. $800 to $600.
$150 ticket.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, I was this close to buying it.
Yeah.
But I got talked out of it. Yeah. But, like, that's also kind of red flag. Like, why?
Why would you charge that much money to it? And a lot of times, it's also, like, our age kind of people. Like, it's middle-aged, 20s, younger girls that are trying to just make
a profit on it.
And it's not fair.
Which it's not right, and it's...
And the thing is, a lot of people don't buy those, and they end up going either unused or they end up dropping their price later on. So you can always check later on to see if they are willing to, like, drop their price a bit. Be like, if nobody buys it, like, I'll buy it for you for this price. This is my final offer. Like, I'm not spending any more than that. Like, I don't even want to spend this much. I want to spend face value. It's stupid that you're doing this, blah, 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 but I'll spend $20 more. And
I've had people, like, I've had multiple people trying to buy a ticket from me, and one was like, I'll pay you $400. It was like a $150 ticket. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not taking that much money.
No.
I'm picking based on other things. Like, I'm not, you can't try and pay me more money for the ticket. I don't feel right taking more money than I paid.
I don't think it's right. And if you do ever have this situation where you have to sell tickets like we had before, please, we ask you, do not, like, skyrocket the price. It's not fair. It's just mean.
And also, when you're selling tickets, don't post the confirmation in the tweet. Most people use tweets or Facebook posts. Don't post it there. Just once you have someone that's actually interested, then send them the confirmation.
But make sure you block out certain parts of it so they can't just take the ticket and use it for themselves.
Because they're going to want to see confirmation before you.
Which is fair enough.
So block out the order number, but don't block out the name so that they know, like, then they're going to want, like, there's certain things that you're going to have to send people to prove. ask for, if you're buying, ask for a piece of their ID. You can have them block out like their address and stuff, that doesn't matter. Have them send you their confirmation with the name and the
date of birth.
Date of birth.
That's all you really need on it. Like,
just something
the
to
picture, maybe sometimes,
for proof to like put your mind at ease that it is a real ticket.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you are buying it from somebody there in person, I would advise going up with them and giving them the money when you're actually there at the venue. Like, go up to the booth, whatever, get your.
I've done that with people. They've paid me once we got into the. I did that in New York when I did find my 4-pack. I paid her when we got into the venue.
Yeah. And if you are doing that, maybe, like, make sure they have the money beforehand, just so you don't, like, get someone in and, like, haha, I'm kidding, you don't have any money, because it's, like...
Because that's... We've heard stories of that.
Exactly. So, but, like, go up to the booth, get in line, be like, oh, here's the money, like, I'll walk up with you, get you your thing, and then give me the money, but, like, make sure they have it in their hand, or have the e-transfer, whatever they're going to do, make sure it's all good to go. But, yeah, let's tell you our stories now, I guess, about some incidents.
For Why Don't We Spring Tour last year for 8 letters, we were going to Seattle, Portland, and Vegas. And we were trying to buy... We had bought VIP for Seattle and Portland. Those were set. They were done. Everything was fine. And then we went to try and buy it for Vegas. But I was so excited. I thought I had 1-packs in our card for Vegas that we were both going to get a 1-pack. And I bought them. And then I went and I checked my email and I bought another 2. For Portland. We already had 3 VIP tickets for Portland.
Yeah, so me, Cass, and our friend Taylor had them for Portland, plus she bought another 2, so now we had 5. But also, I was doing the whole thing about refreshing, and I came up with a Limelight, so I'm like, I'm buying this. So I also bought a Limelight ticket. This is why we have multiple codes, because stuff like this happens. So we ended up getting Limelight.
I had to sell 3 1-packs for Portland.
We had 7 VIPs for 3 people. So obviously we sold them, and we sold them for, like, the face value. Like, we weren't dealing with stuff like that. Like, just, you know, what we paid. But
it was... We were like, well, what do we do now? And then you have to go through the process of... And I sold the tickets. There was no problem with it.
Yeah, not a problem.
But...
It was still a process.
It's still... Because I have to prove that I'm... trusting and I'm not trying to scam somebody.
And, like, why are you selling 3 tickets? Like, that's a bit fishy.
Well,
like,
because I'm dumb and I messed up.
And I wanted a different ticket, so we had to sell those. But
and not to mention they were all on my credit card, so I was like, Mom, we spent, like, a lot of money by accident.
And you think this would make us learn, but
it doesn't.
It didn't. So for the summer tour, we were actually at the mall shopping for outfits.
Vans.
Yeah. And no, we were in Walmart.
We were in Vans. And Evan had tweeted and been like, okay, we're doing pizza parties.
Yes. He didn't announce, he didn't put them on sale yet, though.
They were going on sale in, like, an hour, I think. Or they might have gone on sale and we had to wait till we got a confirmation from somebody if they wanted a ticket.
Something like that.
But we weren't worried about them selling out quite as fast because he was the opening act.
Exactly. So we're like, it's going to be okay. But we were literally shopping for outfits. So this was like pretty close to the date we were leaving. And
it was, I think, a couple of weeks out. Maybe not even
probably like 2 weeks out. And we were just walking around Walmart.
We finally get our answers from our friends if they wanted tickets. And we go into Walmart. We're in the baby section because that's where we stopped. There was a bench. Stopped. Sat down.
Like, we're doing this right
Only have our phones because we're shopping. Yeah. So I bought 2 for the Costa Mesa show.
Yeah.
And then
you bought 4.
No. I bought 2 for the Costa Mesa show. And then I bought 2 for the Vegas show. And then I went to go buy 2 for the San Diego show. And I bought another 2 for Costa Mesa. So then I had to go buy 2 more. And I had to go, and I was like, I did it again.
Now we had 4 for Costa Mesa, 2 for San Diego. And because we went and bought.
Thank God we were going with 2 other people who, they're not as big of fans as Eben as we are. We're crackheads.
Yes, you could say that.
So we wanted all 3.
Yes.
Our other friends were like, I don't even know if I want one, and then we called them.
That's why we bought, like, we were waiting for them, and we were waiting for, like, your mom's credit card confirmation or something, like, to let us know we could buy them. And that's why we were trying to just buy them for us, but then we ended up calling them, and they're like,
we called them when we got to the car. We're like, listen, I pulled the Kassidy. I did it again. Do you guys just want to go to one? And they were like, yeah, they weren't super expensive, so they were like, yeah, we'll go to one.
Yeah, so it all worked out, and, like, it was all good. Because
it's worked out fine in the end both times.
It worked out better, actually, because the show that we went to was interesting. Yeah. I mean, they were all very interesting. Yes. They were fun, though. I think
that was the worst VIP for me, though, because it was an outdoor show, so it was hot, and we did not look, because it was VIP after a show, we did not look
We
good.
were popping off. When I mean popping off, like, my head was about to pop
There's
off.
videos.
We were jumping, we were screaming, we were dancing. We were a mess.
I lost my voice 2 songs into Evan's set.
Literally, she did. We were a mess. But it was super, super fun, and I will do it again in a heartbeat next time he tours, and
I will never not buy a VIP for any of the shows he does, so.
No. So we'll be doing that again soon, so we'll see you soon, Evan, if the world clears up.
Soon.
I hate the word soon, but...
How about question mark, when are we going?
Stop. Don't do that. I can't handle that.
But that's really all we have for, like, tips on buying VIP tickets and our little bit of disastrous moves that we've made buying tickets.
Yeah.
Because even though we've been doing it for so long, it doesn't change the fact that everybody still screws up from time to time.
Oh, yeah. It definitely happens every once in a while. But I think it's super fun, and it makes for good stories. And learn from our mistakes, and don't buy the same tickets for the same show.
Read the show before you hit purchase. I do that now. I pay attention. I mean, I'm at the point where if I accidentally did it again,
I would just call them,
You could call them, but I'd rather
just sell it.
Try and sell it to someone that didn't get it, because you get to make someone smile. Like, when Why Don't We came to Vancouver on the invitation tour, my friend had a ticket, but then my friend ended up having an exam. She wasn't as big of a fan as me, so she was like, I have an exam, I can't go. I had already sold her GA ticket, but then I hadn't been able to find someone to buy her VIP ticket. And I was like, it didn't really matter that much to me. It wasn't my money. No. It was her money. If she needed it,
wouldn't have been
she
like this
sold it
anymore now. Like now it's selling a heartbeat. But this was back in 2017.
Yeah, I didn't try really to use Twitter that much to do it. I wasn't.
It wasn't really a thing back then, because tickets didn't sell out as fast as they did before.
But and then we got to the venue and we were sitting there, and this mom, she was from Alberta, I think.
Yeah, they traveled.
They traveled for the show. She brought her daughter. I think she was maybe like 11.
Yeah, something like that.
Or something. But me and her mom were kind of talking, because I don't know why, but we talk to parents at shows often. It's bizarre, but we do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice though. We help them. We give them tips.
Yeah. So the mom ended up
buying the VIP
for me, and she was like, can you go surprise my daughter and like go in with her? And I was like, yeah. And like she's like, you're okay with her like going in with you guys? And I'm like, no problem. Yeah. I was like, I get what I would have wanted someone to do that for me when I was 11.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, my mom would have never bought me the ticket when I was 11.
But I would have for like a good price too, because it was last minute, and her mom just was like, yeah, you know what, I have cash.
And it was something rather than nothing, right?
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, it's just nice, and she was really happy and smiling, and it was just
it's nice to put that smile on someone's face.
Exactly, so, yeah. Hopefully we have that opportunity. I mean, hopefully we don't have that opportunity, but hopefully we have the opportunity to do it for someone else again.
We also don't
want to buy extra again.
And we were in Vegas for the spring show, and we were helping these 2 girls upgrade their seats in the middle of the floor, sitting in line.
We were sitting on the floor in the middle of line waiting to go in for VIP, and these 2 girls had like nosebleed seats, but we told them like, SeatGeek, StubHub, because we were looking for tickets for ourselves, and they ended up buying new seats for the 2 of them, and then gave it to the little sister and the mom, because they were just going in to like help check them in for VIP, and then they were gonna leave. And I'm like, well, just ask like John or Stacy, like ask them. Maybe it's not Limelight, it's just a 2-pack. Like chances are they'll let you bring your child in. Like you guys are all young. Like I'm sure it's gonna be fine. And they did, no problem, because it's Las Vegas. They're not gonna leave this 7-year-old girl out in the casino by herself. Well, the mom goes in with these 2 16-year-olds. Yeah. Like, you can't really do that. So, yeah, and it was all good, and they all got to see the show, and they were all really excited, and it was, I don't know, it was nice to
it's always nice to be able to help somebody and make them smile over something that, like, because somebody would have done that for me.
And, like, it didn't cost us anything. Like, it was literally just, hey, this is
it's another way to make friends too at concerts.
Yeah, they were super, super sweet. We took a picture and put them in front of the stage and talked to them for a bit.
Because then our seats were kind of like in the same area, sort of. We were on separate sides, but the floor wasn't a huge place, so we could still see them and go talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I think that
pretty much sums up the VIP ticket buying experience.
Exactly, yeah, and it's a little bit of a story time for you guys as well to know what not to do, and
always double check what you're buying
to do in the future. So Yeah, if they want to find you anywhere else, where can they find you?
My Instagram is at Kassidy Lesser with a K, and my Twitter is at _Kassidy Page.
And my Instagram is jfolds1195, and my Instagram. My Twitter is _ Jess Taylor. But yeah,
and you can find us on our Instagram together. It's at Our Turn Official.
Or you can find me on YouTube as well as It's Jessica Taylor. Yeah. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hope you guys use these in the future. Hopefully we can start
learn
buying
from our mistakes. Yeah, we'd love to be able to buy a VIP ticket again.
Hopefully soon. So we will see.
We don't like the word soon in this house.
We do not. But we are waiting, and we are. I was gonna say waiting patiently.
Hopeful.
Hopefully before too long.
Because we've got the question mark now, so that might mean.
I mean, tour might be happening soon. Probably not.
Probably not. We kind of have to wait for Miss Rona to decide she's had enough of it, and
we'll just go to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia has no cases.
They also have no shows.
They can start having shows. But anyways, I think that's it for this episode. It wraps it all up. So I think that's it. Yeah. We will see you guys next Friday.
Yeah.
Bye.